Let's come to the three or four main issues. Casting couch. Is there a casting couch that women have to go through in the film industry?
I don't like this question. Can I
Why?
ask you the same? Is there a casting couch in the
I
media?
actually
Why?
agree
No,
with
one second.
you.
One
Actually,
second.
the phrase
Because,
is a problem. Where I agree with you is that this phrase is a problem. I believe
yes,
women have to face sexual harassment in all professions.
that's right. That's
And
right.
I
Thank
think
you very much. And that
harassment
sexual
is a
harassment,
casting
yes.
couch. So let's talk about sexual harassment. Are women, like in other professions, pressured sometimes by powerful men, harassed in exchange for promotion, like in other industries for promotions, in your profession for roles?
Yes,
Because
yes.
sexual harassment happens everywhere. So I want you to
Uh,
talk about sexual
Definitely,
harassment in
it
the
definitely exists. And by sexual harassment, one doesn't just mean casting couch and all of these things. I think in many ways it could be the way somebody's speaking to you, the way somebody's looking to you. Obviously, you are in the eyes of people, you are a desired actress of the entire nation. So you are going to be facing it way more than any other industry. There is absolutely no denying that. But let me tell you something, Barkha, that it is all about your choices and the morals and the ideals that you stand on, and it is the choices that you make. So let us not try to just separate and isolate one particular industry and say that yes, it is also probably way more than in most of the other industries. But I don't think it is right to isolate one particular industry on that particular account, but it does exist.
Yes, thank you. I think that's a straightforward answer. And the Harvey Weinstein case in Hollywood shows you that this goes beyond
Yes.
countries. This happens across the world. Second substantive issue, drug use. In your knowledge, how rampant is it, and has Bollywood protected its own on this issue?
When, like I said earlier, that when I started my career, all the names that I took of the girls who came with me, all of us have lived a very, very disciplined life. We have, really worked hard to make our name. Even they have worked hard. All these girls also have worked hard, whose names I took earlier, who were from film industry. So coming to today's day and age, I'm not that much in touch, but as if I have been told or I've been reading, if there is any such thing, that needs to be immediately looked into. But I would also humbly like to say that also in politics, in many other high profile industries, also it needs to be checked. I think also it needs to be checked to what extent is it all prevalent in all these places. The lawmakers, everybody else, we need to look into all of this, that where all does it exist and to what extent. Let us again not only just isolate Bollywood film industry.
Okay, third substantive issue, the original tragedy where all this started, Sushant Singh Rajput's tragic death, the trial of Riya Chakravarti, the death before of Disha Salian. How do you see these three cases and names and individuals that I have mentioned? Two tragedies and one trial.
Extreme tragic and unfortunate. When Sushant Singh's demise, I got to know, I was deeply, deeply upset because I have always looked at him and spoken of him as this extremely young, talented, spirited man from, again, not a small town, but yes, from somewhere in Bihar, and who had came through TV industry, which also I have, very briefly, but I did, and made such a huge name for himself. I was so very happy and proud of him. In fact, my tweet after his demise, also first time I've used the word nepotism, because I never spoke about all this all these years because I didn't feel it was necessary to speak about it at that point. But anyway, I spoke about it, and I spoke about how extremely difficult it is to make a position for yourself in this time. So having said all of that, today I definitely would say that a morbid mockery has been made of this extremely unfortunate and sad incident. That guy should have been remembered for the wonderful and spirited actor that he was. Extremely hardworking, passionate, ready to give it all. His work in Dhoni, and like I said, I can keep on talking about his performances and the person that he came across. I'd never met him. And this whole thing, ironically, which has started as justice for Sushant Singh, I just pray and and hope that the justice actually happened, because we seem to have gotten lost in the whole narrative and gone somewhere else, and it has become justice for too many other people than Sushant. And then I was glad that CBI has come into the whole thing, and they have done their bit. And now we can only hope for the right verdict. And actually, I pray to God that justice is served. And I only pray to God that his soul is actually resting in peace, while people are tearing his details of his personal life every single day, calling him someday drug addict, someday something else, someday a maniac, depressive person, not maniacal, extreme depressive person. Again, I would like to replace that word. So every day these things are spoken about him. So I just would like to pray for his soul, that it is really resting in peace and not going through a ordeal as to what all his name and his memories have to go through in today's times. And
Finally,
coming to Riya Chakravarti,
yeah,
I
please.
think that, a girl, a 27, 28-year-old girl, like I said, three big agencies have been looking into this particular case, 17 to 18 years in a day. I am not talking for or against Riya. That I don't have a right to, because I think the agencies are doing their job and the verdict will be out. Is talking on a humanitarian basis so difficult to understand or connect to? 17 to 18 hours of a day, you're sitting with some of the other agency, giving them all the answers that you have, you don't have, etc. And you are constantly being torn into whatever's while you're going to the office, coming out of the office. In the middle of the COVID, Indian media has gone berserk, made a circus of themselves into a buffoonery, almost pushing her watchman of the building, the delivery boys, and trying to get out information from them. All these things, it doesn't reflect good on any one of us today in our society. Let us wait for the verdict to come out, and in the meanwhile, let the girl be. She is also someone's daughter, another girl who also is facing so many of these things. So let us just wait for the verdict, that's all. And it's all on, again, on the humanitarian level. Is it so difficult to get it?
So you're saying let the agencies do their jobs without a
Yes,
personal hounding of Riya Chakrabarti. All right, I'm at the end.
exactly.
1 minute left to end this conversation, Urmila. What are some of the lessons that the film industry can take away from this? The industry has perhaps never been this divided, this at war with itself. There are camps, there are people attacking each other every day. What is the lesson, you as a veteran of this industry, that you think the industry should draw from this entire saga?
I just think that we all need to always stand in solidarity, which we are. Let us not forget that right from post independence till date, film industry has been the only biggest industry, not the only, one of the biggest, in which all kinds of religions, all kinds of languages, all kinds of everything have come together, forgotten all of that, and worked together towards giving people some of the greatest dreams of India. So I just think that they have never made this kind of whatever. So I don't think they need to learn any lesson. They just need to not forget that, and always keep on celebrating the glory that is Indian film industry.
And do we see you returning to politics, to electoral politics?
No, no. I would say that I would answer it in a slightly different manner. I would say that each and every person of the country needs to be in politics in their own way today. I don't think we can afford to sit on the side and say, Mujhe to pata nahi, I don't want to get into politics, because we need to know where our country is going. We need to know where we all are going. So only on that level, I am in politics right now, and I would tell every person in this country to make their own judgments, to keep their own eyes open, and not go by any propaganda anybody is trying to make, and make their own decisions.
But not elect. Will you return to electoral party politics?
I don't think so. I honestly haven't given in such a detailed issue. I had always said at that time also that even if I'm out of a party, I will work for people. And I'm proud to say in last 1 year, 2, 3 examples to give you. I was right in the middle of the floods in the interiors of Maharashtra, 3 year tour into Sangli, Satara, Kolhapur. Then I have also made my contribution to CM Fund, which I never spoke of. People got to know almost a month later from somewhere else, and they have some places written about it. I never spoke about it. And many small or big things that I'm associated with on grassroots level, they're not even big organizations. So
Have
that
other
is my way of.
That's great. But after you left the Congress, have other political parties in Maharashtra, whether it's the Shiv Sena or the BJP, wanted you on their side?
Other parties of India. in less than 48 hours have contacted me and definitely wanted me to join their party, and I'm
Can you
deeply
share which
humbled by it.
party? Can you share which
Sorry?
party? Can you share?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. As you must have expected the answer. I don't think it is fair to them. I am deeply honored that they thought of me, because they offered me some of the greatest things while asking me to come join their party. And I'm deeply humbled and honored that they thought of me to be capable of that. That's all I can say.